So for you and I as investors, lower interest rates is good for the stock market. Lower interest rates is good when it comes to trying to get a mortgage, lower mortgage rate. Lower interest rates is good for trying to go out and get loans. Lower interest rates on loans. Lower interest rates is a lower cost of doing business when it comes to the business community. Across the world, lower interest rates is good when it comes to moving money and assets across the world. So the Fed had raised interest rates, obviously, because we know inflation went crazy after the pandemic. So the Fed had to raise interest rates at a very high rate, as we in the current situation that we sit at right now, when we have interest rates above that 4% threshold from a 10-year perspective, right? When we start lowering interest rates, then it impacts mortgage rates, it impacts banks, it impacts you and I when it comes to going out and getting a loan, as well as doing business and the lower cost of doing business. And then all in all, stocks do better in a lower interest rate environment, and businesses and ultimately mortgage rates do better when it comes to lower interest rates, obviously, also. So this is very important going into the next Federal Reserve meeting, which is coming up in 2 weeks. There is a high likelihood that we see a 25 basis cut, right, to lower interest rates, the federal funds rate. And then we want to see what the future forecast is when it comes to future meetings and the possibility of multiple rate cuts to end the year going into 2026. The market will do well at a lower interest rate environment. The market will do really good. So if you are currently investing into the stock market, you have to make sure you understand these macroeconomics and how they impact the market. If you are looking to buy a house, it's important for you to know this so that when you can plan to try to go get a mortgage, you can get a lower interest rate because you understand how interest rates work, how the Federal Reserve lowered interest rates in September works, how the possibility of low interest rates going into 2026, and how much lower a mortgage rate could be a year from now versus right now. This is all very important, right? So understand these things, know the information. This is why we're here, to give out this information so that you can then propel yourself in your individual situation, ultimately in your life moving forward.